And welcome, Hypno LA, to another fabulous interview with one of our great presenters. So today I am joined by the legendary David Bolton. Now, I met David at the London Hypnosis Convention. Amazing guy. He's had over 30 years of experience within the clinical hypnotherapy. He does performance coaching. But for those of you who know the UK, there's two guys called Ant and Dec, and they're like huge celebrities anyway. He did like a Saturday night takeaway with them. So he's been on TV. He knows his stuff, and he's a really, really great guy. Legend, and I can't wait for you to meet him in LA. Now, he's going to be presenting the Bolton Inductions, named after a great man himself, harnessing the reflexive and ideomotor responses for effortless hypnosis. So it's going to be super fun. So thank you, David, for being here. It's awesome to have you.
You're welcome. It's great to see you, Dale.
So, yeah, I mean, when people come to Hypno LA and experience your talk, what are they going to actually take away? What are they going to actually be able to use after your presentation?
I've designed this talk so that they actually go away with something they can use. I hate going to those talks where it's kind of all just theory and then, you might have to have an add-on, or take another class to get any benefit out of it. From this, even just in 1 hour, I'm going to teach you some techniques that you can take away and use probably on the Monday when you go back into your therapy room. You might even start using it over the weekend. I'm sure you will. I'm going to teach my Slinky induction, which is a really useful tool for working with children, people with ADHD, as well as anybody else, to be honest. I use it as a stage induction up on stage with kind of 10 people, all with the slinkies bouncing, using the ideomotor response, but then using that not only as a convincer, but also as an induction, and then also tying that into therapy as well. So you take it through a number of things. It's not just a convincer, it's not just an induction. We can also use it in therapy. So I'm looking forward to sharing that. I kept that secret for about 20 odd years. I only shared it about 5 years ago, and it's been really popular. So I'm bringing that to Hypno LA.
I think that's awesome because I think a lot of the time we think we need to do certain things, follow certain scripts, but I mean, using a slinky, that's a really cool and interesting and different concept. Like the fact that you can experiment and try different things. I'm really excited to see that. But how did you actually get to this space? I know you've been doing this stuff for like 30 odd years. So how did you get in? What's your sort of journey been like to get to where you are today?
I started using hypnosis. I learned from books when I was in my teenage years. There was no internet then, believe it or not. I know I look so young, but I had to go to the library and get books. So I was kind of self-taught, and I was always interested in magic. So I kind of went down the stage route to begin with in my teenage years, and then at about 1920, not in 1920, don't get me wrong, when I was 1920, I went to London and trained with Michael Joseph at the London College of Clinical Hypnosis, which at the time was one of the biggest schools in the UK. And I learned therapy then. And then I've kind of done both stage and therapy on and off through that, kind of 100 years.
100 years, cool. So I mean, so you're currently in the UK. So are you still practicing actively? Are you doing stage shows? Are you still doing a mix of both? Like what sort of stuff?
Yeah, mix of both. So I have a therapy office in the centre of Sheffield in Yorkshire. So I'll try not to use my Yorkshire accent in LA and try so that you can understand me. But yeah, I've got an office in the centre of Sheffield. I do a lot of online sessions as well, coaching, etc. And then I do stage shows as well. So I'll do theatres, corporate gigs. That's my normal kind of show.
Nice. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because we're looking to have a lot of like practice at Hypno LA as well. So it's really great that you're going to give people skills that hopefully they can also practice while they're at the event. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I know that we met in London. What got you curious to be like, actually, oh, yeah, I want to present in LA? Like, what got you curious?
Well, one, it was great meeting you and Laurie. We had a great time. I enjoyed that weekend, and I'm thinking if you two guys are running the Hypno LA, it's going to be a fun convention, and I wanted to be a part of it. And the fact that it's the first convention that you're having there, and it's the very first one, and I really wanted to be a part of that. And also, I just love sharing what I know and kind of talking about hypnosis, demonstrating hypnosis, sharing techniques. So
I love it. And yeah, just from my experience when we met in London, I think there's a lot of different people, a lot of different flavors of people within the hypnosis community. And I'm sure you'll get to meet lots of lovely people in LA. And I think from my standpoint, like, yeah, you are a really down to earth guy. There's a lot of people who could have your experience, have your background. But yeah, you've definitely got a groundedness in your presentation, and I can tell you generally want to help people. So it's really exciting that you're going to be bringing this to LA, sharing this with us.
yeah.
So my final sort of question for you, David, before we wrap up. So what advice would you give to hypnotherapists, new, growing? Like what words of wisdom do you have that you think this is what advice I would give someone?
For someone new, Dale, or someone
Someone new,
starting
someone
out?
experienced. What's just some words of wisdom that have really like
I
impacted
think
you throughout the years?
it's to keep an open mind that you can learn from everybody, okay? And even if somebody's only been doing hypnosis a short time or therapy a short time, they've still got knowledge in other areas of life that you can adapt and use, and you can learn from everybody. I learn from my clients every day, and I think it's that keeping an open mind, and also having fun, kind of experimenting with new things. One of the things I'll be talking about is my reflexive induction, which is using a reflex to induce hypnosis, but also to use as a kind of open. If you ever have to talk in front of like 100 people or so, or more, and you want to get them all involved, then this reflexive induction is something you can use on the entire audience without it being an induction at that point, just to demonstrate this fantastic reflex. I'll not give it away now because, you know, it's something you want to experience on the day. But that came from experimenting, trying new things, and kind of being quite playful. And I think we need to keep that playfulness alive, you know?
100%. I think because there's a lot going on in the world, so it's good to bring some light, bring some joy, and I think that's really interesting because, yeah, even just getting me thinking about it gets exciting because, I mean, half of some of the challenges with stage stuff or working with big groups and things is
Yeah.
if you want to get everybody in it together, and if you can use something like that, I can imagine that being really quite impactful from the offset.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, the day after I taught that at the UK Hypnosis Convention, there were presenters using it as an opener the very next day, which was fantastic. You know, that's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about. So, well, thank you, David. I'm so excited that you're coming to LA. Having another, we've got a few Brits, but there's a lot of people from LA and the US and Canada. We've got a lot of people from all over the world coming. It's going to be super exciting. It's going to be practical, hands-on, and yeah, it's a friendly community. It's really about people who want to learn by doing, learn by action. It's not just about knowledge. It's about practice. So if you're coming to Hypno LA, if you're keen, click the link below, get your tickets. It'd be great to have you there. As always, keep on taking steps, and we'll catch you soon. Thanks, David.
Thank you. Take care.